comes the refraction. Many of you are wearing glasses, and glasses, I think you must have seen this earlier, around 5-10 years back, maybe 15 years back, the refraction was done like this. I think you remember when you were students, this was the way of refraction. Now we have an auto refractometer. Within 2 seconds, in a single button, we get all the numbers. So this auto refractometer is your contribution to our field. This is a keratometer, manual keratometer. Keratometer is basically the instrument which measures the curvature of the cornea. The anterior refracting surface cornea, which is transparent, contributes to around 60% of the refraction in the eye, and another 40% is contributed by lens. And there are some refracting abnormalities over the cornea where there are curvature problems. Sometimes the curvature is very steep, where there is a disease called keratoconus, where curvature is very steep. So these curvatures were measured by keratometer. This is manual keratometer. This is an auto keratometer. Same like that previously. So now one step ahead, after this manual and automated keratometer, there is a corneal topography where this topographer, what it will do is, it will take the entire corneal surface. See, this keratometers will take curvature of the center 3 millimeters. So rest of the cornea was not measured actually. So here if you see, this gives the total map of the cornea where you can measure the corneal refractive diopters in every point. So this is basically now used in fitting the contact lenses, fitting the ICLs, and calculating the intraocular lens power. And the most important use nowadays is, apart from diagnosis of keratoconus, is LASIK. Because in LASIK treatment, where we remove your glasses and resurface the cornea, it depends on the surface of the cornea, curvature and thickness of the cornea. This surface is beautifully measured with these corneal topographers, and this has made us to treat all of your glasses related problems. So this is this is how LASIK is done. So what we'll do is, we'll remove an anterior flap, a small flap in the cornea, around 150 microns, and this corneal bed is treated by excimer laser, and it is reshaped. So once it's reshaped, then the refraction becomes less. So it's as simple as this. If steeper cornea becomes flatter after treatment, so your refraction becomes less and you get rid of your glasses. So this is a LASIK machine. And this is the latest addition to the LASIK machine, which is called femtosecond laser. Lasers have been the most fascinating things in ophthalmology. And many people take ophthalmology with the word laser. And many patients come to hospital with the name of laser. That's why many doctors keep their hospital name as Laser Center. This is the most useful thing of laser is not LASIK. LASIK is basically a cosmetic thing. This is, I see every year, at least around 20 to 30 young people or 40 to 50-year-old people losing the eye because of this diabetes. This is the most dreaded problem of the lifestyle related problem of young and like we people here, because of the changing lifestyle, changing expectation, lack of exercise, increased departmental stress, of course, diabetes and diabetes related problem. So this diabetic retinopathy is treated with diode laser. These are the laser spots actually. This will treat all the diseased retina, and so that this part is retained for the functioning. So this is one more addition, is the beautiful addition of addition to ophthalmology is OCT, optical coherence tomography. Earlier, we used to imagine things by looking at the fundus photograph and imagine things. This is the reason. Now, this machine basically takes the section of the retina of all the 10 layers. See, you can see beautifully the 10 layers of retina with this OCT. This has made the diagnosis and treatment of retinal diseases a lot. This is a revolution in the history of ophthalmology. This OCT. See the diseased retina. You can see the cystoid spaces inside the retina. Actually, if you see ophthalmoscopy, what it does is, it will see through here. So when you see this, you will see it is normal retina. If you see from the front, you label it as a normal retina and send the patients, nothing has happened. But once you take a section of the retina, see now how nicely you can see all cystoid spaces. So this is the, actually in my experience, we acquired this equipment around 3 years back. Before 3 years, I was sending around 20 to 30% of patients as normal. So once we started using this, now it made really a lot of difference in treatment of diabetic retinal diseases to all the ophthalmologists. So this is our OT. There are less people and more machines. You are more than us here. This is my OT, how my OT looks. This is IOL calculation by biometry. This is a earlier biometry. Now this is the latest biometry called IOL Master, where once after using this, the accuracy is so improved that we have hardly given 0.5 prescription over the surgery. So this is a technological contribution to the cataract surgery. Precision in IOL power calculation. This is called IOL Master from Zeiss. This is a fundus fluorescent angiography where retinal vasculature diseases are shown. Fluorescent is injected here and it is taken, the photographs are taken. You can see beautifully there is a leak here. It's like detecting the puncture in the tire of our car. So there is a leak here, so we can laser it precisely by pointing the leak. So this is how glaucoma is diagnosed. Earlier glaucoma was diagnosed very late because we never had this type of equipments. Now we can plot the visual field analysis, and this is what the patient has lost, this superior arcade field loss. So unless you test, patient will not come with this complaint because you see only this central 10 degree and you think it is your normal. So once you plot this visual field analysis, you can diagnose glaucoma early and you can treat them. So this is a yard laser where earlier there were secondary cataracts behind the lens. So to remove this, we used to do surgery. So now there is a photo disruptive laser. It disrupts this membrane and makes a beautiful hole, so the patient will regain the vision. So these are some of the, in a nutshell. Actually, if you see any ophthalmology department or any eye hospital you visit, it's only equipments and equipments. And we all deal with this. And without the contribution of bioengineering instrumentation, ophthalmology would have been zero. So this is thanks, courtesy of all you people who have contributed to us to treat patients and to make money also.